911, what is your emergency?
I think I heard gunshots.
9 months after Parkland,
Active shooter.
Somebody's mentally ill.
we found Florida's young and mentally ill.
So you think he could be the next Nicholas Cruz?
He absolutely could. He absolutely, or worse.
Are still falling through the cracks.
This is my son. He's my little boy.
This father, who we're not identifying by name to protect his son,
He was doing his homework. He was behaving in class.
says the system is failing his family.
And how old is he?
13.
13 years old. And you're saying he has already tried to kill you
Yes.
and your wife.
Yep. His goal was to kill us, kill the dog, and then drink the rest and kill himself.
Today, his 13-year-old son is in state custody, facing multiple charges after admitting he stabbed the family dog and tried to poison his parents with toilet bowl cleaner.
It's shocking to me. I still don't even know how to deal with it.
Over the past 5 years, his son has been flagged for an involuntary psych exam 5 times, sent for short-term treatment 3, and now diagnosed with several mental and behavioral disorders.
I'm exhausted from trying.
His son has been trapped in the revolving door of the state's mental health system.
The longest he was in any of them was 1 month before they told us that everything was fine. We're about halfway home and he tells us he wants to kill himself now. And they're like, he's your problem now. If he's suicidal, call the police, have him Baker acted again.
It's part of a growing problem. Reports of mental or behavioral issues among Florida's kids is up 55% in 5 years, and so is the demand for residential treatment beds. But the state has only added 4 beds for children during that same time.
If anybody thinks that we are going to prevent another school shooting, prevent another bad act, that's naive. It's going to happen.
Pinellas County Sheriff Bob Gualtieri, who leads a task force formed in the wake of Parkland, says little has changed since the deadliest school shooting in Florida's history.
Should I feel confident as a parent that Florida is doing enough to help mentally ill children?
No.
Earlier this year, state lawmakers approved more than $100 million to provide mental health services to students at school. But judges say they're seeing more kids with mental illness ending up in court.
We're trying to address it as rapidly as possible.
And Judge Robert Bowman says they're getting younger.
Anywhere from 8 to 13 years old.
What does that tell you?
It's scary.
Hillsborough County's juvenile courtrooms have been forced to act as mental health court, too.
I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist, but it's a scary proposition. If we do nothing, then is it going to increase?
Yep.
Ryan Petty knows the consequence of letting kids with mental illness fall through the cracks.
Does it get better?
No, but it becomes reality.
His 14-year-old daughter, freshman Elena Petty, was gunned down and killed by Nicholas Cruz.
The part that to me is most enraging is that there were signs.
Cruz had a long history of mental illness and received treatment.
Well, clearly it didn't work.
Petty is calling for a complete overhaul of how the state handles mental illness in kids.
You can't just put a bunch of money into a system and not change the culture of that system.
A system this father is still trying to navigate.
With all my heart, I hope that he can move on from it.
As his 13-year-old son
I hope that he can get fixed and live that normal life that he wants.
faces serious criminal charges.
I haven't seen anything in the system that shows me that that's possible.